Hello and welcome back to another video. Today going to be discussing Forza Motorsport and the recent community update. So a few days ago on the 9th of January, Turn 10 posted a message to the community, the first communication since they went on their winter break before Christmas, addressing the three biggest concerns that they've received feedback about from the community, mostly on the feedback and suggestions hub. Those being, of course, the kart progression system, but also the race regulations and the AI. The fact they're even acknowledging these three topics is a huge step in the right direction. I'm just hoping it's not too late, because I know quite a number of players have already dropped off the game and the player count is not looking good at the moment. Let's start with the big one then, the kart progression system. They say that it's a divisive topic, which it is, but I'm pretty sure the majority of players don't like it. I do know there are some people that do enjoy it, adding a bit of progression to the single player campaign. I have had comments on previous motorsport videos from those who enjoy the system, and it works quite well in that aspect. But if you want to try and do stuff online and do interesting things with different upgrades on your cars, it's quite difficult to. So I can see how some players who mainly play the campaign might find it okay. As some players don't mind the system though, they seem to be saying that they're exploring changes to the system, which suggests they won't just completely remove the whole thing, which would probably be the best solution in most of the players' eyes, I think. They want to retain what is working for those that enjoy the system. Personally though, I don't really see why, because although some people do like it, I'm pretty sure the majority don't, and that's the feedback they're receiving. So I don't know why they're keeping the system just for the minority of players. I think it's probably because it would be more of a pain to remove it completely than to just alter it. And also they don't want to admit that it was a bad idea, so they want to just rebalance it. Because if they remove it, they're kind of saying we shouldn't have put that in. So I don't think it's going to be completely removed, unfortunately, for people who particularly hate the system. Having said that though, even if they just readjust and balance it again, that would also be greatly appreciated and would make the game so much more playable, I think. It has of course already been substantially improved since launch, now only taking 30 minutes or so to get a car to maximum level 50, which isn't actually too bad. I think it's a little bit too much, so further changes are definitely still needed, I think, even if they don't remove the whole system. So then, the kart progression is the major talking point amongst the community, but they've also received a lot of negative feedback on the race regulations. And I didn't quite know what this meant to begin with, but by that I mean the penalties. They say they've heard about inconsistent and unfair penalties. Sounds like Formula 1 to me. Having played a little bit of online myself, both featured multiplayer and private multiplayer, where I host a weekly racing series, I can say that the penalties are indeed inconsistent and sometimes not fair, to say the least. Although I seem to find they've got their track limits in the wrong place more than I'm getting unfair penalties for collisions and things. They say though that it's important that they capture all the data that they can when Forza race regulation rulings happen in error, so they're going to be gathering a lot more data on this from long-term competitive Forza players before they can properly see what's going wrong and adjust it. So this one will probably take a while. The upgrade system they could potentially readjust quite quickly because they have already done that before, but I think fixing penalties and race regulations is going to take them quite a long time. So maybe progressively over updates we'll gradually see it improve, but yeah, hopefully at some point in the not too distant future we will start to see fairer penalties. And finally, the third issue that was addressed was the AI. Many people have complained about the AI's driving behaviour. Remember, these are supposed to be all new machine learning AI, much improved over previous games that have been built from the ground up. However, much like in previous titles, they have been abruptly braking and slowing down, not accelerating out of exits, braking too hard on mild corners, and following racing lines too strictly. From my experience playing, the AI is actually, if anything, less predictable than in Motorsport 7. I haven't done loads of the campaign because I can't really be bothered to spend a lot of time doing repetitive races to win recycled cars from previous games, but from my experience of the races I have taken place in against AI, they're not great. So hopefully that will be improved as well. Even if they just put it back to how it was in 7, that would kind of be nice. They finished this update post by saying that the 3 issues mentioned are just a few examples of what they have had the most feedback about, and that they care about the other issues too. I just hope they address some of the other problems. For example, for me, my biggest problem with the game at the moment is that I'm still unable to import or even sync liveries and vinyl groups from Horizon 5 to Motorsport, as are many others. That's quite a talked about topic on the suggestions and feedback hub, and they still haven't really even acknowledged that it's a problem on there. But this update, though, is a move in the right direction. Like I say, I hope it's not too late, because after 3 lackluster updates that added in recycled cars and tracks, and didn't even fix everything they were supposed to fix, whilst pretending the game was otherwise fine, was not a good start. So I think a lot of players have already given up on this game, which is a shame. I think this might be a little bit too late, but like I say, it's still a move in the right direction, and hopefully we see some improvements with this game. I don't expect any of these things to be fixed quickly, so probably not in the next update, although potentially another adjustment to the car progression system could happen fairly soon. I think that's probably the easiest one to implement, because they have previously adjusted it a bit. But at least they're beginning to acknowledge these problems, and that this is what the community is talking about, rather than just ignoring them. Let's just hope they do actually fix these, or adjust them, or change them, rather than just talking about them, which seems to be mostly what they do. Anyway, update 4.0 is just around the corner, so I look forward to the live stream from Turn 10, hearing about that, where we hear which of those things, if any, are coming in this update. I doubt they will. I think they'll be further down the line, but still, I look forward to hearing what cars are coming as well. As ever, do let me know your thoughts on these issues that they've addressed in this update, and the state of the game as a whole at the moment. Are you still playing Motorsport, or have you given up on it at this point? But for now, that is going to be all, so thank you very much for watching, and I will be back with the next one very soon.